It happened at a school lunch table. Someone said something, maybe a joke, maybe just a look. The whole thing lasted under 6 seconds. You don't remember what you ate that day, you don't remember the class after. But those 6 seconds, you remember every word, every face, the exact sound of the laughter. And tonight it's 3 a.m. and it's playing again. You're not weak, you're not stuck. You're running ancient survival software in a world it was never designed for. In 1995, a neuroscientist named Joseph LeDoux published a discovery. He wasn't studying embarrassment, he was studying rats. He gave rats a small electric shock paired with a sound. Then he removed the part of the brain responsible for emotions, the amygdala. The rats couldn't feel fear anymore, but they still flinched at the sound. The memory of danger was stored separately, deeper, faster. LeDoux called it the low road, a memory highway that bypasses conscious thought entirely. It fires in 12 milliseconds before you even know what's happening. Your rational brain takes 300 milliseconds to process the same input. That's 25 times slower. So by the time you think, I'm fine, your body already decided it wasn't, and the moment got stored, tagged, archived. Now here's where it gets strange. For 200,000 years, your ancestors lived in tribes of roughly 150 people. Everyone knew everyone. There was no moving away, no fresh start. If you were humiliated in front of the tribe, that wasn't just embarrassing, it was dangerous, literally. Being cast out from the group meant no food, no shelter, no protection from predators. Social rejection wasn't uncomfortable, it was a death sentence. So your brain evolved a system. Remember every threat to your status in the group. Remember it perfectly. Remember it forever. Because if it happened once, the system assumed it could happen again, and if it happened again, you might not survive it. That was the logic. That was the calculation your brain made every time. Your brain didn't care if the threat was a lion or a person laughing at you. The filing system was the same. Same amygdala, same chemical tag, same permanent archive. Think about the last time someone criticized you in front of others. Maybe at work, maybe in a group chat, maybe at a family dinner. Your heart rate spiked, your hands went cold. That wasn't just anxiety, that was your brain calculating, am I still safe in this group? And it marked the moment, stamped it, sealed it. Now here's what the research actually shows. In 2011, psychologist Ethan Kross at the University of Michigan ran a study. He asked participants to recall painful social memories, then painful physical memories. The social memories were more vivid, more detailed, more emotionally intense. A broken arm fades, a public humiliation doesn't. But that was only the surface, because the same research found something else, something darker. The brain doesn't just store the memory of the humiliation itself, it stores every sensory detail surrounding it. The smell of the room, the color of the walls, the exact sound of the laughter. These become triggers, invisible ones. A similar smell somewhere years later, and suddenly you're back. A voice that sounds like theirs, and your chest tightens before you know why. Your brain isn't torturing you, it's building a threat detection system. It just cannot tell the difference between 50,000 BC and right now. But here's where it stops being just biology, because someone figured this out, and they built a business model around it. In 2021, a data scientist named Frances Haugen walked out of Facebook's offices. She brought with her thousands of pages of internal research. The document showed that Facebook's algorithm didn't just show content you liked. It specifically amplified social comparison, content that made you feel behind, posts where someone had more, did more, was more, because your ancient brain could not look away from a status threat. Haugen testified before the US Senate. She said Facebook knew its platforms caused harm and kept building them anyway, because harm and engagement went up together. More pain, more scrolling. They weren't selling you entertainment, they were selling your amygdala an endless stream of social threats, and your 200,000-year-old survival system could not stop processing them, because stopping felt like falling behind the tribe, like dying. This wasn't an accident, this was an architecture designed by people who understood exactly which wire to pull. The wire that's been there for 200,000 years, the one that says, pay attention to the tribe, your life depends on it, and so you do, every single day, on a device designed to never let you feel safe. Let me show you what this looks like from the inside. It's 3:14 in the morning, you're lying in the dark, eyes open. The room is quiet, and then a memory surfaces, maybe from last week, maybe from 15 years ago. Your face goes hot, your jaw tightens, your chest closes. You think, why am I even thinking about this? It's over, it doesn't matter. But your amygdala completely disagrees. It has filed this under unresolved social threat, priority high, and it's playing the tape, not to hurt you, but to train you, to make sure you never walk into that trap again. This is exactly what happened in the savannah 50,000 years ago. The hunter who survived replayed the near-miss attack every night by the fire, not because he was broken, because he was learning. The difference is that hunter's threat was real, specific, solvable. Yours is a comment someone left under a post 8 years ago. The brain doesn't know that. It genuinely cannot tell. Same system, same urgency, same 3 a.m. replay loop, but this time no resolution, because the threat was never physical, it was social, abstract, and the system keeps running until something changes. So what do you actually do with this? First, understand that what you feel at 3 a.m. is not a character flaw, it's a system working exactly as designed, just in the wrong environment. Second, understand that the things making you feel most socially threatened were often built by people who knew this mechanism and chose to use it. You weren't addicted to your phone, you were addicted to your own survival instinct. Third, and this is the part most people never reach, the amygdala cannot be reasoned with. You cannot think your way out of a survival response. Telling yourself, this doesn't matter at 3 a.m. doesn't work, because to your brain's oldest system, it does matter, deeply. What actually works is what neuroscientists call memory reconsolidation. Every time a memory is recalled, it briefly becomes unstable, rewritable. In that window, you can attach new information to old pain, not by erasing, by retagging the file. Instead of, I was humiliated and I was powerless, the new tag becomes, I survived and I'm still here. That small shift, repeated over time, actually changes how the memory is physically stored. This was confirmed in 2010 by researchers Daniela Schiller and Elizabeth Phelps at NYU. They showed that during reconsolidation, a single reappraisal could weaken the emotional charge of a fear memory, not over years. In a single session, the memory stayed. The terror attached to it didn't. Your brain is not broken. It's running code written 200,000 years ago for a world that no longer exists. That code kept your ancestors alive, every single one of them. You carry it because they survived, because they took the threat seriously enough. You are not losing to yourself at 3 a.m. You are what 200,000 years of survival looks like at 3 in the morning. The question isn't why your brain won't let it go. The question is, now that you know what it actually is, what are you going to do with it?